you still have time. But not much of it. Right now, while you're scrolling instead of planting, there's a narrow window closing on some of the easiest, most forgiving crops you'll grow all year. Miss it and you're stuck buying vegetables at the store this winter while your neighbor is harvesting fresh greens from a bed that cost less than a fast food meal. I'm going to show you exactly which crops still have time to mature before frost, how to get them started this week without fancy equipment, and one mistake almost every beginner makes in fall that quietly kills their whole harvest before it even gets going. Stay with me, because the last crop on this list is the one most people completely overlook, and it might be the most rewarding one on this entire list. Hey, welcome back to Earthly Gardening, the channel where growing your own food never has to drain your wallet. If you're new here, glad you found us right on time for this one. And if you've been growing with us for a while, you already know we don't do expensive gadgets or complicated setups. Just real, practical tips that work whether you've got a full backyard or a few containers on a balcony. Today we're talking about fall planting, and trust me, this is one of those videos you'll want to watch all the way through. Before we jump in, if you find this helpful, tap that like button. It genuinely helps this video reach more gardeners who need it. And if you're not subscribed yet, now's a great time, because we've got a lot more practical, budget-friendly growing tips coming your way this season. The race against the clock. Here's something most people don't realize until it's too late. Fall isn't just one season for planting, it's actually a countdown. Every crop has a different number of days it needs to mature before the cold shuts things down, and if you start too late, you're not growing a harvest, you're growing frustration. So before we get into the crops themselves, remember this one rule. Count backward from your first expected frost date, and that number tells you exactly how much time you've got left to work with. Crop 1, spinach. Spinach gets overlooked constantly, and honestly, that's a shame, because it might be the most forgiving crop on this entire list. Unlike a lot of vegetables that sulk and struggle once the weather turns cool, spinach actually prefers it. The plant you start now will grow sturdier, greener, and noticeably sweeter than anything you planted back in the heat of spring, when the sun was working against it the entire time. Here's a trick most people completely miss though. Plant your spinach seeds a little deeper than the seed packet suggests, maybe half an inch further down than usual. That extra bit of soil keeps the roots cool and protected, which helps the plant push through even if there's a random warm spell that sneaks in before the real cold settles in for good. Keep the soil consistently moist, not soggy, just consistently damp to the touch, and within a few short weeks you'll start seeing those deep green leaves poking up, ready for salads, sandwiches, or just eating straight off the plant while you're out checking on the rest of your garden in the cool morning air. And the best part is, spinach doesn't quit easily once it gets going. It keeps producing right up until a hard freeze finally slows it down, which means one small patch tucked into a corner of your yard can keep feeding you fresh greens for weeks longer than you'd ever expect from something so simple and low maintenance to grow. Crop 2, radishes. If you want something that rewards you almost instantly, radishes are the answer, and honestly, they might be the most underrated confidence booster in all of gardening, especially for anyone who's felt discouraged by slower growing crops in the past. Some varieties are ready in as little as 3 weeks, which makes them absolutely perfect if you're starting your fall crops a little later than you originally planned, or if you just want quick proof that your garden is working. But here's the part nobody really talks about. Radishes grown in fall taste completely different from the ones grown in spring. The cooler weather mellows out that sharp, peppery bite, and gives you a root that's crisp, mild, and genuinely addictive straight out of the garden, no seasoning required at all. It's one of those small surprises that makes you rethink a vegetable you thought you already fully understood. Just don't crowd them together in the soil. Give each seed room to breathe, ideally about an inch apart, or you'll end up with a cluster of skinny, disappointing roots instead of the thick, satisfying ones you're actually after. Thin them out early if you planted too close together, and don't feel guilty about pulling a few young ones either. That thinning is exactly what gives the remaining plants the space they need to actually bulk up properly and reach their full size before harvest. Crop 3, kale. This one tends to surprise a lot of new gardeners, and once you understand why, you'll never look at kale the same way again. Kale doesn't just tolerate cold weather, it actually improves because of it, almost like it's designed specifically for this exact season. Once temperatures start dropping, the plant begins converting its stored starches into sugars as a kind of natural defense mechanism against the chill, and that's exactly why kale picked after a light frost tastes noticeably sweeter than kale picked during warm weather earlier in the year. So if you've ever tried kale before and thought it was bitter, tough, or just unpleasant to eat, there's a good chance you simply never tried it grown the right way, at the right time of year, under the right conditions. Get it in the ground now, give it consistent watering as it establishes its roots, and by the time frost hits, you'll have a crop that isn't just surviving the cold, it's actually thriving because of it. There's something almost poetic about a vegetable that gets better the harsher things become around it, quietly proving everyone wrong whoever dismissed it. Real quick, before we move further into this list, if this is already giving you ideas for your own garden, drop a comment and tell me what you're planning to grow this fall. I read every single comment that comes in, and it genuinely helps me figure out what to cover in future videos based on what you actually want to see. And if you haven't already, this is a great moment to hit that subscribe button, so you don't miss the rest of this season's growing tips as they continue rolling out. Crop 4, Garlic. Now here's where things get genuinely interesting, because most people have absolutely no idea that garlic is planted in fall, not spring like almost everyone assumes based on how most vegetables typically work. It sits quietly beneath the soil all winter long, slowly building roots while everything else in the garden looks completely dormant and lifeless above ground. Then, the moment warmer weather returns in spring, it explodes with growth almost overnight, catching up on months of quiet preparation. Planting garlic now means you're essentially setting up next summer's harvest while doing almost nothing else in the meantime. Break the bulb apart into individual cloves, plant each one pointed side up about 2 inches deep, and cover the area with a bit of mulch for insulation against the harsher winter temperatures ahead. From there, you really just let winter do the rest of the work for you while you focus on other things. It's one of the lowest effort, highest reward crops you will ever grow, and there's something deeply satisfying about planting something in fall knowing it's quietly working away long before you'll ever see the results show up. Crop 5, Turnips. Turnips deserve a lot more attention than they usually get, mainly because most people don't even realize they're getting 2 separate harvests from a single plant growing in one spot. The greens growing on top are completely edible, packed with nutrients, and taste fantastic sautéed or added into soups and stews. Meanwhile, the root underneath keeps developing and growing sweeter the longer the cooler weather sticks around and settles in. That means you can actually start snipping the leaves for cooking while the root below is still developing and putting on size underground. It makes turnips one of the most efficient crops on this entire list, especially for anyone working with a smaller garden space and trying to get the absolute most out of every square foot they have available to them. Crop 6, Beets. Sticking with that same idea of getting more from less, beets deserve a spot on this list too, and they're often planted right alongside turnips for good reason. Just like turnips, the leafy tops are completely edible and taste similar to spinach once cooked down, which means you're already getting a bonus harvest before the root even finishes forming. But the real magic with beets happens underground, slowly, quietly, over weeks. The cooler the weather gets, the more sugar concentrates in that root, giving you a beet that's naturally sweeter and more flavorful than anything you'd find sitting on a store shelf. Plant them about 1/2 inch deep, keep the soil evenly moist, and thin the seedlings once they sprout so each root has enough room to swell properly. Beets are patient, low maintenance, and store incredibly well once harvested, which makes them one of the smartest crops you can tuck into any leftover space in your fall garden. Crop 7, Peas. Peas are usually thought of as a spring-only crop, something you plant early in the year and forget about by the time summer heat rolls in. But a fall planting can actually work heavily in your favor if you time it correctly and pay attention to your remaining frost window. Cooler nights naturally slow down a lot of the pests that usually destroy young pea plants during spring, which means significantly less stress on the crop and, often, a cleaner, more reliable harvest overall by the time you're ready to pick. Just make sure to give them something to climb as they grow. Even a simple trellis made from old branches or leftover garden stakes works perfectly fine, no need to buy anything fancy or expensive. Keep the soil consistently moist while the seedlings are still establishing themselves in those first couple weeks, and you'll be surprised how quickly they take off once the weather starts cooperating with them. Crop 8, Lettuce. Lettuce seems simple on the surface, but there's one mistake that ruins it for the vast majority of beginners every single season. Planting it in full sun once the afternoons start cooling down but the daytime temperatures are still lingering warm can cause the plant to bolt, meaning it flowers early and turns unpleasantly bitter almost overnight without much warning at all. The fix for this is actually really easy though, once you know what's causing the problem. Give your lettuce a bit of partial shade during those first couple of weeks after planting, then gradually let it soak up more direct sun as the temperatures fully settle into their cooler rhythm. Do that one simple thing, and you'll end up with lettuce that stays crisp and tender for weeks longer than most people ever manage to get out of a fall planting attempt. The crop almost nobody talks about. And here it is, the one I mentioned right at the very beginning of this video. Cover crops. I know it doesn't sound exciting on paper, and it definitely doesn't have the same appeal as a fresh vegetable you can eat, but stay with me for just a second, because this might genuinely be the most valuable thing you plant all season long, even if you never actually harvest it yourself. Instead of leaving your soil bare and exposed to the elements all winter long, planting something like clover or a simple cover crop mix actively protects it from erosion, suppresses weeds before they even get the chance to take hold, and adds nutrients back into the ground completely naturally without you having to buy a single bag of fertilizer. Come spring, you simply till it back under, and your soil ends up noticeably richer than it would have been otherwise. It's the quiet, unglamorous step that ultimately separates gardeners who struggle every single year from gardeners whose soil just keeps getting better and better over time, almost without them even realizing why. So there you have it. Spinach for reliability, radishes for speed, kale for that surprising sweetness nobody expects, garlic for next year's reward, turnips for pure efficiency, beets for that quiet double harvest, peas for a cleaner growing season, lettuce with a fix most people never even learn about, and cover crops working quietly behind the scenes the entire winter. Fall isn't the end of your growing season like so many people assume when the temperatures start dropping. It's a second chance most gardeners never think to take advantage of, and that puts you ahead of most people just by watching this video and taking action. The soil out there is already ready and waiting for you. The only real question left is whether you get these seeds into the ground before that window finally closes for good this year. If this helped you plan out your own fall garden, do me a favor and hit that like button, drop a comment letting me know which crop you're most excited to try this season, and subscribe if you want more practical, budget-friendly growing tips without any unnecessary expense along the way. I'll see you in the next one.